From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to the last episode of The Exchange this 2022 because your business is our business. With most businesses in full swing, the creatives industry's time has come. Artists and creators from fashion to the performing arts are in step with the changing times, catering to consumer preferences while keeping excellence in their craft. What lies ahead for the Filipino talent in 2023? Creatives trail other industries in bouncing back from the pandemic given the gradual easing in restrictions. How is the government helping the sector recover? Let's now have an exchange with House Creative Industry and Performing Arts Committee Chairperson, Congressman Toff De Venecia. Toff, thank you so much for joining us. You've championed the Philippine Creative Industries Act. How will this open up opportunities for the country's creative domains?
So this is something that we lobbied alongside the private sector and all other champions to be able to, first of all, define what the creative industries are, and then also create a new government agency attached to the DTI. This is going to be known as the Philippine Creative Industries Development Council. And basically, they will be formulating the roadmap or the development strategy on how to develop this sector in the coming years on a short, medium, and long term, based on very clear KPIs indicated in the law.
So Toff, I've seen that you have been meeting up with Paul Soriano, the Presidential Advisor on Creative Communications. And of course, in this act, you have a near, medium, and long-term plan. But what is the 2023 master plan to further promote our creatives on the global stage?
We're going to be organizing some kind of conference or summit in the first quarter. In a separate meeting with Secretary Cristina Frasco, we were able to onboard the Department of Tourism towards this sector and how they can sort of help and support each other. So we're going to be doing a creative tourism summit sometime next year. We are sort of like in this moment in our history where we are able to finally champion and recognize the value of this sector. Of course, Dolly De Leon was recently nominated for Best Supporting Actress in the Golden Globes.
And the trend right now is the Hallyu wave. Filipinos love and adore K-pop and K-drama stars. What will it take for the Filipino talent to dominate the world stage similar to the Koreans? And will this conference next year try to reach that level and how to attain that level of the Koreans?
Definitely. I think something that people don't realize is that South Korea made plans for the Hallyu as early as 1997. So whatever it is that they're reaping now are creative consequences of an intentional policy shift on the part of their government. So I think what the creative industries need really is a development plan, a development strategy that involves the private sector, having more incentives for creative firms to be able to ply their trade, whether in goods and services, more marketing opportunities to be able to join trade fairs and trade shows abroad, so that we can communicate to the world that Filipino creativity is really top notch, even in ASEAN and in the rest of the world.
So how long do you think, Toff, will we get to that level? How long will it take? How many years, if you could give it a number?
Well, the Creative Economy Council of the Philippines, which is a private NGO, alongside DTI and the previous administration, set the target of 2030 as the goal, in which the Philippines will be the #1 creative economy in all of ASEAN.
But what is the potential of the creative arts being a major contributor to the group overall GDP?
Well, based on an intellectual property Office of the Philippines and WIPO study that was conducted in 2014. Of course, the inception then was copyright-based industries, which is another term really for the creative industries. Apparently, our creative industries contribute 7.34% to our GDP. So that's very significant. That's a few percentage points below agriculture. So at least with this law, we're now defining what are the creative industries, what are the domains, how can we all work together to propel each other forward.
Thank you so much for this Filipino Talent Exchange, House Creative Industry and Performing Arts Chairperson, Congressman Toff De Venecia. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. What does it take for Filipino fashion to sizzle on the global runway? We speak to designer Michael Leyva. And how can the story of the Filipino be told to global audiences? View Head of Originals, Corina Vistan, joins us straight ahead. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. We are seeing Filipino fashion in more stages and runways around the world. Looking ahead, what's next for Filipino designers? Let's now have an exchange with renowned fashion designer, Michael Leyva. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Happy holidays to you. We now have a law that champions the Philippine creative industry. That is the Philippine Creative Industries Act. In your view, Michael, is the government supporting fashion designers to be world beaters?
Actually, we were very fortunate this time kasi we have the government with us when it comes to supporting the Philippine fashion. I think they're very enthusiastic also of helping not just the designers here in Manila, but they have been tapping different designers from all over the Philippines because they have plans of really showcasing the textiles that we have, yung mga inabel, yung mga abel, yung mga tinalak na fabrics, because they wanted to help also the livelihood. For example, the tinalak fabric from South Cotabato and then the abel fabric from Abra. So I think they're really very into helping the Philippine fashion industry this time.
And how are you integrating these local textiles into your fashion, having just celebrated your 10th anniversary in the fashion business?
Actually, we are, let's say, for Filipinianas, as much as I wanted always to incorporate these textiles so that we can showcase to the world what this textiles is all about. And also, if we are able to incorporate that type of textile to my design as a young designer, I can show that these textiles are really beautiful.
And what innovations have you taken to adjust to the changing times, especially now that we're coming out of this pandemic?
For example, let's say when I design a Filipiniana, a particular Filipiniana, instead of it being just plain, we have to incorporate that type of tela to a particular Filipiniana so that we can use that and showcase that tela also to different, to the world actually.
And Michael, this year, we've seen rising prices, especially for raw materials. How has your business responded and kept afloat without passing on the cost to your patrons?
The price changes did not affect so much on the gowns that we produce because one more good thing is we get the fabrics now in the Philippines already instead of having it from overseas or imported. So we make use of what we have in the country. So it does not affect so much. For example, with wedding gowns, such as the embroideries, we have the Filipino artisans that has good hands on working on embroideries. An example also is a piña cloth, wherein we can get piñas from Aklan, from Laguna. So anywhere you can have it in the Philippines na, kaya we did not have to adjust so much on the prices kasi we can get the actual textiles here in the Philippines.
And what is your outlook for the fashion industry this 2023? What will be the fashion for Filipinos next year, and what will be the choice of color for Michael Leyva?
Actually, for next year, I think it's gonna be fast fashion talaga eh. Parang you have to keep on reinventing something particular, like yung particular gown that you like or you made, kailangan you can follow the trend. Kasi with what's happening globally right now, it's really very fast-paced eh. Parang nagmamadali yung mga tao because parang it's really end of pandemic. So when it comes to like events, they wanted gowns and they wanted to be modern as always. And then for what's the last question
The
again?
color.
Sorry, Rico.
What is the color of Michael Leyva for 2023?
Well, the color of the year is Viva Magenta for next year, right? But I think I'll stay with white and black pa din. So it's more classic.
And what is your advice for Filipinos who want to make their own name in the fashion industry like you, Michael?
I think you have to really work hard. And then if you wanted something, you have to focus and you really have to pray and work for it. I mean, it's not naman you're gonna start big agad eh. Just like me, I started nothing and then everything follows.
Thank you so much for this Fashion Outlook Exchange and Happy New Year to you. Fashion designer
Thank you so much.
Michael
And
Leyva.
congratulations again to the award. Nakaka-proud to be Pinoy.
Thank you so much, Michael Leyva. And still ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. Are Filipino shows well on their way to replicating K-drama fame? For the outlook of streaming platforms, we speak with View's Corina Vistan next. You're watching CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Great to have you back right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Filipinos are good storytellers with excellent content on all platforms. How can our kababayans bring these works to the global stage? Let's now have an exchange with View Head of Originals, Corina Vistan. Corina, thank you so much for joining us. Happy holidays to you. Almost 2 decades as a Marvel Studios executive, you've returned to Asia and back here in the Philippines, and now with View in Hong Kong. What will it take for Filipino content to make it big internationally?
I think we're almost already there. You know, Dolly De Leon as a performer has just been, renowned and shown in an international stage. I think we're there. I think we just have to really push out more stories and really kind of highlight more of the talent that goes into creating content for the Philippine audience. Really create more universal stories that not only people that not only Filipinos can relate to, but also non-Filipinos can be able to identify with.
So, what are these universal stories and plots that will engage and that international viewers would want to connect to?
Well, I think, we really can look up to Korea and how they've done it, right? And I think that their storylines and the storylines that we try to produce really have more relevant, relatable themes. Whether it's Isa Calzado's character, where she is the unmarried but successful woman who gets pressured by all the titas asking her about her private life, or whether you're Isabel Daza's character, where, somehow society deems that it's not enough to just be a stay-at-home mom. All of these characters, really, whether you're Filipino, you're American, you're European, all of these characters are, they do tell a story. You don't have to be in the Philippines to be able to relate.
A lot of Filipinos love K-drama stars and K-pop stars. What is their magic? And what makes them so popular around the world? What formula or system can we learn from them for our own local content? Because, just take a look. A lot of these K-drama, they're in Korean. They don't even speak English.
I think the quality and level of craftsmanship involved is really, really inspiring. They really take their time to tell the stories. There are 16 episodes and they're about an hour and a half each. So they don't rush. They take their time telling the stories. They take their time for the audience to really appreciate the characters and the stories. And I think that that's really amazing what they do, because even Hollywood doesn't do it that way. Hollywood has 30 to 1 hour episodes, not an hour and a half, and only at 18 episodes.
You have this View original, K-Love. What new elements did you inject into this all-Filipino international series?
Well, I didn't want it to be a bunch of American filmmakers shooting in the Philippines, right? I wanted it to be a collaboration between a few selected American filmmakers with local Filipino talent, from our actors to our production designers to our crew. Everyone was Filipino. Even our writing team with Tara Sering and Tweet Sering, who are Filipinas, who give that authenticity and genuine voice to the Filipina. I paired them up with two U.S. Script development executives to really help them flesh out the characters in the story. So I'm really proud of this, of not only showing and bragging about the talent of Filipinos involved in this project, but also it being a collaboration with Filipino-American filmmakers.
Tell us, Karina, what is in store for Filipino content in 2023? Will we be able to conquer the global stage once and for all? Remain there? Because we're now seeing a lot of content on major streaming platforms. Will one series or two even maybe be the next Squid Game?
Korea was doing this since the 90s, right? And it's taken them 30 years to be in the spotlight. So I don't know if one show will really push us over the edge, but I really believe for how talented the filmmakers are, I think it will take us less than 30 years to get there. I think we'll be getting there much, much sooner.
Thank you so much for this Filipino storytelling exchange. Corina Vistan, View, Head of Originals. And this is the exchange to make sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle, because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon, wishing you all a very, very happy new year. Thank you so much for a wonderful 2022 and onwards to 2023. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust.